Today we've had a very rare earthquake, 3.5 magnitude, striking Louisiana, felt by thousands that reported it. And of course more have felt it that did not report it. It's only about 3 miles deep, so it was very shallow. And as we'll see from the map, it's basically right in the area of the New Madrid Seismic Zone. The tectonic summary: naturally occurring earthquake activity and also induced. Most of North America east of the Rocky Mountains has infrequent earthquakes, and here and there earthquakes are more numerous. For example, in the New Madrid Seismic Zone centered on southeastern Missouri, in the Charlevoix-Kamouraska Seismic Zone of eastern Quebec. Basically, this is the area of the Mississippi River, okay? Now we know that the first thing you learn in Geology 101 is every river is a fault line. And there's the Mississippi River, basically to the right of the seismic area that we see the shake map there. Unfortunately, the USGS stops it at the square. So this is the New Madrid seismic area. Basically, this is an area where it should be called a fault zone, a rift zone, because of the fact that eastern United States is basically in hundreds of thousands of years may slough off of the continental United States, just like what is happening in the Great Rift Valley in Africa. Okay, so this is what's happening. That's the New Madrid seismic area right there. Earthquakes east of the Rocky Mountains, although less frequent than in the west, are typically felt over a much broader region than earthquakes of similar magnitude in the west. East of the Rockies, an earthquake can be felt over an area more than 10 times larger than a similar magnitude earthquake on the west coast. It would not be unusual for a magnitude 4 earthquake in the east or central North America to be felt by a significant percentage of the population in many communities more than 60 miles from its source. A magnitude 5.5 earthquake in the eastern or central North America might be felt by much of the population to more than 300 miles from the source. Earthquake east of the Rockies that are centered in populated areas and large enough to cause damage are similarly likely to cause damage out to greater distances than earthquakes of the same magnitude in West North America. Now, the induced seismicity. We're talking about fracking, of course. As is the case elsewhere in the world, there is evidence that some central and eastern North American earthquakes have been triggered or caused by human activities that have altered stress conditions in Earth's crust sufficiently to induce faulting. Activities that have induced felt earthquakes in some geological environments have included impoundment of water behind dams, injection of fluid into the Earth's crust, extraction of fluid or gas, and removal of rock in mining or quarrying operations. In much of eastern and central North America, the number of earthquakes suspected of having been induced is much smaller than the number of natural earthquakes, but in some regions, such as the south-central states of the U.S., a significant majority of recent earthquakes are thought by many seismologists to have been man-made, human-induced, that is. Even within areas with many human-induced earthquakes, however, the activity that seems to be induced seismicity in one location may be taking place at many other locations without inducing felt earthquakes. And in addition, regions with frequent induced earthquakes may also be subject to damaging earthquakes that would have occurred independently of human activity, making a strong scientific case for the causative link between the particular human suspected triggered activity might have significantly altered stresses in the bedrock of the earthquake source, and they commonly address the ways in which the characteristics of the suspected human-triggered earthquakes differ from the characteristics of natural earthquakes in the region. So this is what's happening there. All of you there, please be very alert and very careful. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. My Patreon account, the daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.